Think about it once. Your wife being horrifically sliced up in front of you. Someone is dissecting a human body. Did you get scared? Yes, today I will tell you about a girl who does not tremble while doing terrifying things. At the beginning of the story, we see a small family of Don and Mon, where they have a boy named Ellison and another boy. The family seems very happy from afar, but in reality, they are not very happy. Because everything from the evening to everything in the family is under Mon's control. Mona says Don has to do exactly that work means some. Type of women are there, what else is she everything for? She makes a routine and everyone has to follow that rule. Even Donna decides when he will have a moment of intimacy with her. And because of this, despite sometimes having desire, he cannot go to his wife. He is a bit more concerned about his children and wants his children to always be first in everything. But for any minor mistake they make, they are severely punished, and seeing all this becomes very disappointing. But he knows he can't change any of it. He tries much to get close to the mind. Every time he tries to get closer to the mind, the more it pushes him away, saying, now isn't the time. We will get intimate according to plan. When it's time, I feel quite bad for the poor guy Don, but he spends most of his days in the shop, which is a furniture store inherited from his father. Means it seems the shop owner, along with his wife, despite not having a good relationship, silently endures everything to keep his family going. So whatever. One day Antar advertises for work for the shop and there dust applies. She looks very beautiful and Don likes her a lot at first sight and starts planning to get intimate with her. So after that, seeing the bus, he feels like asking her to work. Because if a beautiful girl is there, more customers will come to the shop. Seeing Don arrive in Bollywood, she goes absolutely crazy. Lee then tells Don that we need someone who will turn our heads in a different direction. We work here all day and go home to the nagging of the wife. Ends up making our ears hot. Having a girl like a robber will also keep our minds happy and our focus on work will increase. Meanwhile, it is seen a gangster killing a person and then comes on the TV an advertisement for a paint store's furniture. Begins to watch. And in this advertisement, John was detailing about his shop and the gangster watches the ad very carefully and makes Don their next target. From then on, the gangster and his family start keeping an eye on. Begins to watch, but he doesn't notice any of it. How would he notice when his entire focus is now on Dust, because he can never be intimate with his wife, and because of which he was not at all happy. And Dusty also realizes that Don is starting to get weak towards her. From then on, a relationship starts to form between them and they start to get intimate and their relationship. Thus, they continue to spend most of their time at various places. Intimate was Don very happy about it, so he starts to exercise more to keep himself fit and lively. Meanwhile, according to Momota's plan, if one wanted to get close to John, she moves everything away. Everything was going as per Don. Mona notices this change but doesn't say anything to him. So in this way, the days were passing by very beautifully. Then one day, Momota arranges a party at her house and there comes an invitation. Dust gives such news there that completely upsets everyone. It turns utterly disappointing. She says that I am pregnant. Don really gets scared on hearing this because if his wife once gets to know about it, then she will totally ruin his condition. Don then tells her, why didn't you take the pill? And now there is no other way than disposal. Then the state tells her that no, I can't do this. I want to keep the baby. Hearing this, he gets even more worried as he cannot understand what they should actually do now. So to discuss this matter, he goes to his friend after hearing everything then. Says, you can do one thing, you can pay money. Shut your mouth by any means. He's actually doing it deliberately. Nowadays, girls like them make relationships with elders in such a way. Later, they are blackmailed and they take money from them on this side. It seems that the bus goes to a gangster named Murthy. Mori was the gangster who had been the Don and his family was being watched. And from here, we can understand what Lee actually assumed is right, what Das is doing everything. When Morphy verbally targets someone, he sends them away from him. And then they all together blackmail him and extort money from him. But this time, the matter is a bit different. Because this time, Dusty Dawn fell in love. Then when Dak meets her, she opens up and says, I have children. If I want, I can't drag the relationship for long, so I want you to go away from me. After saying these words, she gives Dak $13,000 and seeing this, he feels very sad and crying. She tells Dawn that you think I am a spoiled girl. That's why you are driving me away with money. I really love you. And I want to be with you, but honestly, if I don't be with you, then I won't force you anymore. After saying these words, he becomes sad with the money. He leaves from there with the money to Modi. Upon giving the money, he scolds a lot, seeing lesser amount. He tortures Durst a lot and gives a threat to quickly bring vaccines dollars from Don. He threatens. So first I am going back to blackmail Don. He starts and calls him saying if he doesn't give money, he will tell everything to his mother. This puts him in great worry because he had no more money. Then he just has only one way out, and that is to tell the truth to his mother after knowing the heart's words there might be any kind of terrible thing happening. Then gathering courage, he goes near the heart, tries to convey the words, but he can't understand. Seems like after hearing this, how will she react? Then he opens up all words. Hearing the words, he brings a diary with a mind. Looking at him, it seemed like he took the words very casually. Don gets more scared. Then he asks, "Do you still love this?" In response, Don, "That's not the only one I love. The only one I love you. Want to be with you means how many things to say if you are in danger." No. No matter what she says, she may have made up her mind. But then it started. The real storm aroused great anger in my mind. Go ahead, because his family gave him everything he went to today. Not Don. Manada later did a lot of rugby with him to avoid being eaten. Who said I would kill you anyway? Because these gangsters will never leave your pursuit. No matter why, you will continue to do some of our values in society. Honor will definitely be wasted on giving man 2,600. Say that hat will kill that tree if you don't kill me. Divorce will keep me away from my children. I don't know what she will do because she squeezes her children too much. Love so she can stay away from them no matter what. No, so he agreed to kill him after brainstorming. After that, the last one called and said that you actually came from me. I have nothing to say since then. I'm yours. $250,000. So Mona was even angrier after listening to this. I didn't tell him that. I never told you those people were yours. They won't come after me in a different way. You will try to look after that. Don continued to bite the crush and hit the girl. Several drugs for killing mosquitoes. Provence Barnaro. R. Later, Seco began to understand the mind. What we should kill from victory. Who will completely destroy our happy family? There was no choice but to put it under pressure from Don and his wife. Yapra doesn't remember you telling Patara tonight. We'll eat oats. It was scary, but her next prop was Nia. Get out of the office. She left there to find the person who lived. Taspin's base is in Michigan up to here. When he called, eat like his head starts to turn and then realized that something was mixing that day. For a moment after that, it became unconscious there. Go ahead. Then Mona went there and told Dunn. Carry our Basani upstairs as Dunn told him. The residents came to the garage, where after Ni left. The Dash that saw him on the plane of Namoni was still alive. Later Tang was quite wet, but he's wetter. Pretend you think what I'm going to do with him right now. And then think. Bring me the hammer and think again. Say give it to you and yourself to shoot. Mahler. Make him more receptive, because this has never been before. Didn't do any kind of work, but remember to tell him that it was work. All you have to do is you've been joking with him for so long. But no one can do things in that way, so from his hands. The hammer put Peter there and killed him. But it's not that full of brains, even if it kills you like this. The restriction is to let Gary in. Then the writer took him. Cut every part of the body into pieces. None of this can stand, so she vomited under unequal conditions. At first, she definitely saw his wife behave so strangely. Let Berwi spend a long time between Pear and Rare. Let radish juice worry a lot in it, because of her. Nothing tickles more than kicked in. Seeing Moore talking to his son, he turned around. Said he saw it, and Doe came out of the house. But the statue leaves from there, no matter whose son it is. Go and give her the letter. The letter said that she was with him. Want to meet, and she wants to say a few words. Go with her. But I met Moshe there. There is no other way to guess their address. Get out. Reggie asked him if he was dead. Somewhere in the tree. Don said, where is the duck? I should tell it that day. I came to fetch water for me, and I gave him $250,000. Gave us dollars, and I know any losses from now on. Not that punk understands everywhere. Leave so began to blackmail him and to him. 25 went for tea, and she threatened that if she didn't give it, Desai will kill his wife and children. Abe Dunn. Very thoughtful. He can understand what he will do. Not everything made his wife know each other again. My wife said there would be so many things I knew. Don't let us back down easily. It seems to me that it is a difficult plan. It's already here. We'll leave the Steelers in the mall house, and then we are absolutely assured that she will be murdered. Dong can stay. That's what you said about how we did it and all of it. Don't pretend to be me. Leave everything to me. In a little while, they were the ones who cut down the trees that night. Secretary Da secretly waved to Morbai in front of John Bai. Get in. Put the body and the cut part of the head in the refrigerator. She kept those things in the refrigerator when she put them in. Then there, a Modi team goes, reminiscent of Hooper. A guy catches that guy and he'll understand. So he took out a knife from the kitchen and took the fellow there. Killed and soon came out of there, but That guy is still alive, so he calls everything an idol. Got it. Then I think of DR. Sit in the car and call the police. And said something happened to Murphy by here. Morsha left there and entered the house just for his team. People see it there and cut open F after him. What he can understand is that he was completely frightened when he saw his head. It's not what he would do. And at that time the police left the police's home, absolutely surround and tell them to come out. Murphy and Moore are a man. He went out in some way. Don't want to, so she started shooting. During the first stage of shelling, he let the guy die there. But Murphy managed to escape from the bottom of the house in Kapalgan. For this reason, his wife had to worry about taking all these things away. Absolutely unstable, so she plucked up her courage. Ask your wife that you are so full of nonsense. You don't mind what I do the usual way. What happened in the past is so violent to you? Banshee, remember to arrest her after listening. Crying tears tell me that my past is not perfect. And you would never ask me this question if you never did. Ask questions, then I'll treat your situation as robbery. I said move to the bedroom, then sit next to him. Keep thinking about how his life continues to be barbaric. If you don't want Ona to wash her because he washed her, don't let your mother live like that under any circumstances. Look, the verdict of a police officer in their family. Finally tell Don to find you. There is something named Darth in the shop. We found his body. What I got was that he was actually murdered and that everyone was poisoned in happiness. Hall, we caught the killer, but one of them. We found him after Pally swallowed it. The policeman who went told him that many people were saying that Dutch people were not Dutch. Stay in your office in Pratt and listen to the police. Grab the man who is full of wild thoughts. The police would tell her everything. She told the police that there was a relationship between doctors, so she was in Pulala. I beg you, just stay by my side. Please don't tell my wife, the police told her. Then I realize it's Nee who needs you to worry. I won't tell your wife anything while they're there. Their neighbors bit the dog when they sat down and talked. Go away and make me angry to see what you see. Go to the neighbors if you have anyone who said your dog. I looked at it and cut him into pieces. I will hear these words in my mind and face and laugh to all the people present. Throw it away, but Don knows why to say it and remembers exactly what it is. All I can do is watch the boy's birthday. At the party held by their nanny, there were many people attending. No one opened Don Faith's job when Melman got there. Seeing their neighbor's dog sitting under the refrigerator, she kept thinking if you can see the heart in some way, the dog will kill the confirmation. See you later. Playing among the children outside. The game is going on. Deng's friend's son, Enrique. Seeing Baba in the hurricane, remember, very angry. Hula was eliminated from the competition because of him, insulting Didmanali and his wife in front of everyone. Don would be rather upset to see those things leaving at a distance. And all this is, Dad was looking at their Mai and then from his brother, doing that job from there just like his mother did. After seeing this, I felt very happy and came down. These people continue to think that their May also hugs her gently. In his little Mary, because of all this, he no longer sings, all because of this. Don't drive that boy crazy, because all of them, his son. A career to save his son. Don killed his wife by making a macaroni plan. He made a plan, and then he conveyed his plan to them. Came to the garage, where he turned on a light. When the switch forming the circuit was turned on, a fire broke out. Hold on, let him be there because he is around. Keep all gas lines open, just like a short circuit, just like a wavy explosion in Howard there. All these are. Something came in from the outside to check. He asked his wife to bring meat from the fridge and then goes far away from home with his children and stands there because he knows what will happen here now and then at that moment. There, when someone switches on the light, right at that moment there, a terrible blast occurs and within this room it leads to his. Death occurs and Don then smiles faintly and from there he comes out and thus ends the life of the cyclone right here. It happens and then after a few months have passed, Don is now a very wealthy man because all the properties kept in mind have now become his own. Don starts living with his children in another house. They are now doing very well because they don't have to follow any rules. Now, on the other hand, it is seen that the gangster who dies is starting to keep an eye on Don and his family again. One day he goes out with his children in the car to roam and then desperately starts to follow them because he knew that Don had killed the postman, and after that just the sound of 2 gunshots is heard. It really seems that they might have been killed, and here the story ends. Actually, in the story this has disappointed me a bit. I thought after the killing, maybe Don and his children will live a life of great happiness and peace. They will go far and learn to live well and Don will escape. But due to a mistake done by Don and due to the viciousness of the mind, 2 innocent children also got punished, which is not at all desirable. For the mistakes made by parents, children will be punished. Tell me, they are innocent, aren't they? So how did you feel about our today's story? But surely let us know by commenting, and if you had a husband like the brother-in-law of your choice, then what would you do? You can also tell that to me. So see you in any future video at a different time. Until then, stay well, Coolies.